Oh, wow. It happened. Oh, Bora. Is this thing on, bro? Holy, it's been a little while since I made a video. I did record a ramble right before I left Turkey, and I was like, I'm gonna just remake it, I think, when I get back, so there was no video for a little while. But today is probably a ramble, because we definitely need to make one, considering the last one we had, or we uploaded, I used to have 2 hardcores, and now I have none. So we gotta say something about that. We'll see how PVMing goes while doing a ramble. Normally these don't work out very well, so if I make a lot of mistakes, just know I'm amazing at the game, and it's just because I'm trying to talk, and that would be the only reason. And there's something down here, the ring. That's the only way to get there. Okay, there we go. So as far as I remember, when this account died, that was the last video on it. There was nothing else. We just jumped straight into a different account. Already we've leaked something that we've gotten since we've died, but that's okay. This will be a spoiler for sure. I might even get a ring this video, who knows. But yeah, let's just jump forward a few months basically. By the way, if you haven't gone to Duke ever since the update, it's amazing. You literally just collect 8 mushrooms from each side, mine like 48 salt, or maybe even double that, 96. And you just kill like 4, 8, sometimes 12, and even 16 dukes in like one trip. It is a great time, and this is like, I've been waiting for a long time. Everyone told me they're not making an update at Duke one day, but I was like, there's no way they leave it where you prep every kill. I'm gonna get hit, aren't I? Okay, good. Never mind. So anyways, oh my god, right as I missed it. Nice. I'm not falling into the category of quitting the hardcore after it dies. The plan was to always play this account basically till, well, I don't know, like probably forever, for the rest of my RuneScape time, I'd imagine. I don't really know if I'll ever stop playing the account, unless like old school dies. I may have to go back to RS3, then I might have to. We did complete our main goals though, which was like 200 mil Slayer, and then my next goal was like 200 mil Herblore, which I made sure I finished before doing like any more dangerous PVMing. And then after that I was like, well, the only goal I have left really is 200 mil all, I guess. Which unfortunately we will not be reaching as a hardcore. However, I still think I want to go for it as an Ironman. Just right now we are in a PVM stage, most likely, just for probably a few more months. I do plan on at some point making a new hardcore. I don't know when. At the moment I'm just trying to enjoy the game without... Why does the BGS just always pull a big double 0? I might just log out. But yeah, currently the plan's probably around November, December to create a new one. I don't know when that, if it's going to be confirmed or not. I know they just recently came out with the gem crab, whatever they are, where you do like melee basically, or range, or whatever crab. It's like a normal crab. But it gives you some gems. I don't really know how good it is. It seems okay. But they've made like a few changes ever since, which is great. Though, I think Soul Wars has been now nerfed, so... that, unfortunately, will not be something we can do on the new hardcore. They made it the same as Castle Wars loot, basically, I think, so. That one's out the window. It was a unique strat last time, I guess. We'll try to find a unique strat this time, without it being Soul Wars based, I would imagine. Dude, this is actually not ideal for commentating. There's too much movement in this boss. Like, you can't just attack an AFK. If it was, like, Spindle or something, this would be a bit easier. But yeah, that's the current plan around the end of the year. And now if I'm not in the mood to make a hardcore, then I just won't. I'm not gonna like force myself to do it. It is fun. I mean, every hardcore I've ever played on has been a side project, minus this account, I guess. But it's always been like an extra account I just logged into. So it wasn't really as much effort as like usual to put in. It was just mostly AFK'd a lot. Even this account AFK'd a lot. That's how my XP is, just like 3.4 even. As you can see, our defense is close to 200 mil. I've just been doing defensive PVMing, which is not ideal. But you can't be like less than 3 mil away and just train strength when you're 200 mil. So defensive it is. We're missing like, what, 2 max hits here probably. And as for this account, well, it's probably pretty obvious what's going to happen to it. If I'm going to keep playing it, we will go for 200 mil all. Just going to be a very long-term grind. Skills get faster over time anyway, so it's not like I'm punishing myself by taking a small break. Though PVM does get faster too over time, so they both just get devalued either way. But yeah, probably just go for a lot of collection stuff. And on this account, Probably do as much collectioning as we can. Collectioning? Is that even a word, bro? I just kind of want like an overall complete account, and because I've always been a skiller, that includes 200 mil stats, not just PVM stuff. And I mean, we are missing a lot of items on this account. We did recently get a mega rare, which I don't want to leak right now, but we might probably later on throughout the video, I'm sure. I mean, we already have a T-Bow, so there's only 2 other real mega rares that you can get. One of them have been obtained very recently. I think I just leaked which one it is, because if I had the other one, I'd be using it here. Well, okay, that didn't last very long. It's an Elysian Spirit Shield, in case anyone's wondering. Just went to a Corp for fun and just got the Ellie, one of the best mega rares you can get. But yeah, the thumbnail will probably be a picture of like the overall goal for the account. It is long term, obviously, because getting to that stage does take a long time. I do know that after this grind here, once I get the ring, I'll be probably going to Yama. I put it off for way too long. And if I plan on doing like a lot of TOB in the future as well, it's very beneficial to get it soon. However, don't really have to do necks anymore for a while. I mean, the crossbow would be good. The vamps would be very good. I probably should go for those. Using barrel glove as your range swap is a little embarrassing, but it's okay. We'll eventually get to, am I gonna make this? Okay, good. We'll eventually make it to the vamps. I just don't know when I'll be doing next, because I don't like that boss. It's just very, you just run around, drink brews the whole time. It's not that great, not many mechanics to it. But yeah, the goal is just to fully gear up the account as much as possible. Collect as many things as possible, which is kind of what the Iron Man was already doing, but there's really not much else to do if you play the game long term. I mean, if you go for pets, eventually once you finish that, it's like, okay, what's next? Well, then collection logs after. So they kind of connect into, they intertwine. And I guess Iron Man also intertwines with collection log in general, because once you go for all the items that you want in your bank, you already have a high collection log count. You do get asked very often if you like regret dying or I guess going PVMing, because I didn't really do that much PVM as a hardcore. I got the very basic items though before I died. Then I was like, yeah, TOA looks kind of safe too, I guess. The crystal was updated, which made it a lot safer. And then the only thing that could actually kill me in TOA was probably a spam of monkeys in the Baba room, or the monkey room, so... The one thing I didn't even think about that could have killed me is what actually killed me. Because everything else was relatively safe at that invo. You can make mistakes and survive, but not that one. Oddly enough, they've now updated TOA quite a bit too. That Baba room now, or the monkey room, those things have like 6 hit points now, and the room's so quick that you actually do just end up killing them just because. So, yeah, if I had waited, I guess, I don't think I could have possibly died to those monkeys again. Unfortunate, bro. I think my only current real regret is the fact that, like, I kind of had to quit my other account once this one died. Which I knew was always going to be the option if it did die. It was like, hey, that account I've worked on for like 5-6 years, it's going to have like no purpose if this account dies. So the real loss was that I lost 2 accounts that day, not just kind of one. At least we got to keep this account, but that account, Dead Salad, is probably never really going to be played again. I might drop over some dupes eventually. They've all crashed recently. My dupe Shadow I got recently, it went down like 300 mil already. I'm just going to wait till it goes up before I sell it. And I did get a dupe Scythe right before we kind of stopped playing as well, which I think is like 1.7 bill. So that might be worth dropping over. I think I'm going to keep the account fully geared. We'll see. I mean, I don't ever plan on playing it, so I could drop like the 20 bill value it has and do like some fun merching maybe with that money. But I don't want to ruin something I spent like 5-6 years on, so I might just sell it and buy a car. Actually, I'm sure GP is so cheap now that you probably can get maybe an oil change with that money, who knows? But yeah, when it comes to this account, I think that's really about it. We're just going to be going for everything that we're missing, which is a lot as of right now, because we didn't do that much stuff. But I guess that's kind of the fun part of Iron Man. Once you get to endgame Iron Man, unless you enjoy very long-term grinds, it does get pretty dull for, I think, most people. This is probably the same thing for a main account. Like, once you can buy all the items from PVMing and stuff, there's not, like, that much more to go. For that point, you're just PVMing, so your cash stack goes up. So, it gets close to that as well on an Iron Man, I guess, once you have all the upgrades, until, like, a new update comes out, which currently, those new boots came out. The treads, whatever the hell they're called. I think it's treads, isn't it? Those things are so OP. I'm really surprised they gave 2% range. I thought it was going to be 1% range. Because before, our only range bonus was 0 range damage. It was just accuracy, which in most cases was, like, pointless. so Pegasians were always kind of shit. But 2%, dude, that is massive. Those boots are going to be worth a lot for probably ever. And they just take all the other boots and stack them together, so they're going to be very valuable forever. And the nice thing about like long-term collection log now is it does come down to clue scrolls, obviously. But now that we kind of have stackable clues, 5 is not an insane amount. I do hope in the future they probably raise it. I guess 5 just sounds good for now, so it doesn't sound too overpowered at the starting of it like being released. I kind of thought 5 would have been like the bare minimum, like with no requirements. You could just make a new account today and get 5 of every clue. That was like my initial probably thought, maybe cap at like 25 or something. Who knows, maybe in the future they will. 5 is fine, to be honest, but I'm just kind of surprised it isn't at least a little bit higher. For some of those like much lower tier clue scrolls, like easies and mediums, you just get so many in an hour that 5 is like very little. I would have liked it where you can at least probably... Ooh, I forgot my prayer. You can at least spend like 30 minutes thieving clue scrolls before you have to leave, but at this point 5 is like, you gotta leave in a few minutes, so... oh well, we'll take 5, that's fine. But in the future, I can just AFK clue scroll hunting while playing a different account I'm sure I'll have in the future. It has felt weird playing one account for a while. I did log into my UIM, actually. Just because I didn't feel like making any new accounts for like a hardcore right now. I just want like a full cleanse of my brain from making it. I feel like the last one was probably the most embarrassing death I've ever had. More embarrassing than the baboons I died to. I just want like to cleanse the brain basically, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. So I logged on the UIM, did the new thieving thing in Volamore. It's not really new anymore, but the AFK thing. We finished 99 thieving. Maybe the UIM is an account we pick up again. I still have footage from like 4 years ago, which I don't even know if I want to upload. I still might consider just putting it together in a big video and releasing that. I think some of those clips I literally played like HD RuneLight as well, because that was kind of like, that was in at that moment. Even if you're using it now, it's fine, but the peak of it was like around that time. So some of those clips are going to look a little bit weird. Also pretty sure the new boots are storable in the stash unit, and I think the gear from Yama is also storable. Is this just like how UIM is now? Is every new gear going to be storable? I mean, I'm not against it, but goddamn. That does make it a lot easier. I thought when they made Missouri storable, I was pretty surprised. Inquisitor was kind of like meh. At least I think the new gear, like Yama gear is storable. I'm almost positive. Inquisitor was kind of like a question mark because the gear itself is not that great. Ancestral obviously being storable. That was always kind of a thing, so it wasn't like a new addition. You didn't think they would continue on that path though, but then they made Missouri storable, and I was like, dude, what? And both versions of it too, not just the one. I'm like really happy for the 3 UIM players plus Devious. They get this nice advantage, man. That's great. That sounds awesome for you guys. Why is it that these things always spawn as you're running through? What the hell, man? And something else I've been slowly working on is, for now, just getting Master Combat achievements. I got it on the Iron Man right before it stopped playing. But yeah, we're at like, I don't know. We just got Elite as a hardcore, so we didn't really do much after that. There's so many things I still need to do, so I think 450 points looks like a lot, but I think I haven't even done like entry mode TOB yet, so that's like 40 points. I haven't unlocked CG yet even, so that's going to be a decent amount of points. What else is there actually? Let me take a look. There's just so many that I haven't touched. Then the Dagonoth ones we haven't done. Fortis, we got to learn that soon. Zero Leviathan, Zero Nightmare, Fasani, Royal Titans haven't touched. Entry mode Tob, all of them. Some Zuck stuff, which I think only this account just has like 1 KC, I think, so we have a lot there to do. We did finish the Vardorvis minus like the Blorver thing, and I think Duke as well minus that. Zalcano, Vorkath is 0 out of 11. Oh my god. So for now, Master. I've never viewed myself as someone that's good enough to get Grandmaster, but I guess if you try a lot and just spend a long time on it, it's possible to eventually do it. Once you do something for so long, you eventually got to get better at it. So it's not really something I'm thinking about. I will do tasks here and there whenever I feel like it. Nice. Why is this BGS just ass, bro? This time? Okay, nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, after Master, we'll just do like a few things for fun here and there. I don't know if we'll ever fully grind it out, but it does feel like you kind of have to do it if you want like a completed account. It seems like GM is kind of part of that full completion, especially if we ever get the completion escape. I feel like that would probably require GM unless there's like a trimmed version and a non-trimmed version. Then maybe GM would be the trimmed version. There is probably like one positive thing about this account dying is I never used my dragon bones in my bank and my wyvern bones and all that stuff. My current prayer XP is like 68 mil or something, 67 something. I think I have like over 100 million XP banked as of right now if I use it on the Will the Altar. It was going to take a while to get to Eternal Prayer as a hardcore, because I would have probably done maybe just kill green dragons, or I think I was going to do Dagonauth Kings actually, because Dag Kings is pretty safe, most likely won't die there. I was going to go for like 10,000 of each of those just to see if I can round up to Eternal Prayer, using the bones like on the altar, like in your house as well, not even the Wildy obviously, so... We did save a lot of time, however we also lost, I don't know how many thousands of hours. Because the way I played this account as a hardcore, I did like 200 hard clue scrolls on my way to Eternal Slayer. So that was a slap in the face, because that should be like thousands. But I tried doing them at the starting of Slayer, and they just kept having like a deep wildy step in multi. And I was like, there's just no reason to do this. This is obviously before clogging became a thing anyways, but even then, not great. Now that we have stackable clues, it is a bit more ideal that you can actually do it now. Just drop the very deep ones and do the like sort of safer wildy ones. That's what I was doing before I died. Ooh, speaking of clue scrolls. So yeah, I just missed out on that. I did like 0 bosses for Eternal Slayer because 1 DC would have killed me, so I just put everything off, which is really unfortunate. There is one regret that I have. It's probably that I kind of just got screwed. The BGS does not do damage on this boss. What is have I even hit once? But yeah, I am thinking that very soon we'll be starting the collection log series on this account. I don't really know what to call it. I don't want to call it collection logger again, but who knows? It's basically a fresh new start, I guess. But on an account that I do plan on just playing forever, pretty much. Dead Sellout was just a side project, wasn't it? There really is nothing like just grabbing 5 of your beginner clues from the bank that you got from like, I don't know, bird runs probably, and just doing all 5 in one go. And then some random ones that I got. I think soon I'll be done with beginners. I think I already had like 400 and something in the bank. I'm just going to go for 600, and hopefully I get the green log there, and then I'll also get the emote unlocked. Here's a current look at the caskets in the bank. We did open up some, I think, part of my first collection log video I've kind of recorded. I did open up clue scrolls at the very starting. I'm not too sure how many. I had to get a wildy clue scroll like stash unit, like the Crozier, Crazy, whatever the fuck it's called. Oh, can I swear still? I don't even know, man. I swear YouTube sometimes demonetizes for swearing. I'm gonna forget to take that out, so I guess we'll find out. Yeah, lots of caskets. I can't get 4 or 5, sorry, elites right now. I'm only at 4. I have to open these up. But I'm also going to be working on finishing some of the master stash units. Once again, this account, you know, the other account had everything done. This account, I have to restart. We don't have this. There is a new way of doing it now, I guess. I'm not sure if it's... I'm assuming it's better than just killing the moss giants for the keys. I guess you can AFK keys or something with a cannon, but I'll probably just kill the actual boss and then hopefully get lucky on the keys. I've also not re-collectioned everything on this account yet. As you know, Iron Man can just use items. I have everything but an Aram skirt on this account. So I'll be able to do all that soon. I think Cerberus even is green log once I do all that. So there's a lot of fun stuff we have to do there. And then obviously I have a lot of the noted stuff in the bank. Like I haven't done the Castle Wars thing yet. Trouble Brewing I think is banked as well, but it's not in the bank anymore. But yeah, that's, ooh, I also got this recently. This was a fun one. Took us like 3 tries. 2 of them I messed up. Whoopsie doopsie. But yeah, once I get the master stash unit stuff, I will be opening these up this time. So yeah, hopefully that's soon. I also need to open up easies to get like the flare trousers, so there's going to be like some pre-opening either way, I guess. I don't think I even have the Bandos plate body or Bandos cloak from the mediums yet, but we'll find out. Okay, so we do have the Bandos plate, but not the cloak. That's okay. This will be fun one day to do as much as we can. Woohoo! Right, so before I got carried away, I think, one of the things I wanted to probably maybe answer, even though I haven't really put too much thought into it, was, of course this spawns right here. Whatever, bro, going through. If I regret like dying basically and playing this account as a normal Iron Man. Obviously the first like I would say first few months actually. Not even first few weeks, but probably months. First few weeks I logged in and like glanced at my helmet instantly. This is like a very weird feeling because I always feared about it becoming gray instead of red. And it was a little bit strange to see it being gray. If I'm gonna be honest, it's probably for the best. Obviously, the account itself wasn't anything impressive in terms of PVMing. Also, you come to the realization that, like, well, bro, I ain't that great of a PVMer. I mean, how far am I really gonna get a hardcore? I literally can't even dodge clouds, bro. That's how bad I am. How far am I ever gonna get? Of course, the BGS hits a 0 again. It's again? Okay, thank you. How far was I really ever gonna get as a hardcore anyways? So, I'm on regular spellbook. This sucks. I do have a max cape on me though, and because they made that swap a while ago, you don't even need to... Yeah, there we go. I don't have the right runes. This is over, bro. How far can I go PvEing-wise? I can't even get the runes correct. Yeah, I think the only real regret would just be the extra time I spent doing things as a hardcore versus Iron Man. Which is why I was like, dude, I really can't die, because I've spent so much extra time for like no reason on things. But I think I'm where I want to be at this point in terms of like enjoying RuneScape to its fullest. Just kind of do whatever you want. Maybe content-wise, it's not as exciting to watch for a lot of people, which is kind of understandable. I mean, who doesn't want to watch like this cool thing where you just literally can't die anywhere you go? Which is why most people obviously remake. You know, you take anyone's view count, you like divide it by 3 if they're not a hardcore anymore. It really does boost your view count in many ways, so... Obviously, it's become a huge trend for like content creation. To anyone who's died recently or in the past on their hardcore and is wondering if they should restart or not, let's just be real, bro. You weren't gonna make it that far anyways. This ceiling is already very high. This ceiling used to be like Cerberus. Like if you could do Cerberus on a hardcore back in the day, you were considered very impressive. At this point, that is like not even bare minimum. It's just like you'll be called a skiller if all you've done is Cerberus. I mean, to be fair, I do plan on remaking in like a few months. I don't even know what I'm saying, but mine is a side project, okay? I'm still playing this account. Haven't really lost... I've lost some skilling motivation, I guess, because there's just so much PVM now that I would like to probably start doing. To at least make the account feel like it's a complete account. You need to get the 3 mega rares to make that feeling happen, so that is probably going to be like the current goal, sort of, but with a lot of other things in between. I guess this is okay without using thralls and everything. I just want to finish these juices before I bank. Oh, by the way, there's an update that is like coming out soon. I don't even think they're polling it. I wanted to kind of mention this because I think it's probably one of the craziest things. Very soon, Slayer's going to be like not completely different, but it's going to be designed so much better. I'm pretty sure, if I read this correctly, we're about to get like a refund on like all of our Slayer blocks, I think, or something. And you're going to be able to pick anything you want. So you can basically pick like a specific block list pretty soon for a specific Slayer master, which is huge. Because currently I am doing Wildy Slayer, which kind of makes it so I can't do like Duradel Slayer or Kurdal, whatever. Or the other one either with this place. What's the girl's name again? I forget, but whatever. You will soon be able to just have a certain block list for any Slayer master. And I think, I'm not even sure if it's going to cost Slayer points or not to block them. I think it will, but you'll be able to pick the task before you even get it as a Slayer task. So that is like massive. That is like, it's kind of like a quality of life update, but it's like game changing sort of. So I'm looking forward to that because I did do a lot of Wildy recently, and like I wanted to do some AlkanR Slayer, but I couldn't because the block list is just way different. So I'm not sure if there was a mention or not of them changing. Currently, you can't store Wildy task. I think they might be changing that. What a like PKing favorable update that was, eh? It's like why can't you save a Wildy task? Probably because if you're doing a Wildy task, they don't want you to be able to like skip out on dealing with PKers by like storing it. They're like, no, you gotta do the task. We won't let you store it and then get a new task. What a bunch of cunts, huh? Man, you want people to vote yes to PvP and then you do some shit like that, bruh? All we need now, dude, is like preferred Slayer tasks like RS3 has, you know what I'm saying? Just I don't even know what the percentage increase is, but you could literally just prefer a certain like type of Slayer task, like an entire list instead of block. It's preferred. It's hilarious, but obviously these changes will be great. I'm definitely happy with them, even though I'm done Slayer. I've been done Slayer for like so many years now, but still a lot to kind of do, especially now that I'm gonna clog some stuff. There's a lot of willy to do and a lot of like boss pets we gotta go. No, it's get. I hate this place. Right, so after I kill like one more, we're gonna go to the bank. And if you don't like spoilers, this is your warning to probably click off. Not that much more will be shown in the video if you don't like spoilers. I'm gonna just like show kind of what I've done since I've died. I think the first like few weeks I basically just rune crafted because I was playing the other hardcore, which is now dead. And then we'll probably at the very ending, because I know most people probably don't care. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about my trip to Turkey. And no, I didn't get a hair transplant. Okay, I know it's probably the main reason to go there, but I was just traveling with family. Okay, that was your fair warning. If you haven't clicked off, that means you are a nosy bitch and you want to basically see what happens in the future. So the bank is actually, if I bank everything, I might be at like 18. Can it? I don't want. You know what? Screw. I'm not taking my gear off, bro. To be fair, actually, I didn't show this in the last bank video. I'm curious to see what the value is now since I've stopped doing like farming contracts, and I'm sure seeds have probably gone downhill since. But I swear this had like a bill in it last time I checked. Wow, yeah, it's still a bill. It's mostly in like dragon fruit saplings. 800, and then, oh my, 2,000 dragon fruits. Oh my goodness. I'm almost like wanting to drop these over, because, oh my god, I have 400 million gold in total on just seeds. And just that one type of seed. That's like half the money there. Jesus. So I guess this bank really is like 19 bill. Recently it did go up. We did talk about it at the starting. I mean, you know, one of these happened. Oddly enough, it was the first purple after I died. Not saying it would have happened as a hardcore if I didn't die, but it was the first purple after. Been working a little bit on the transmogs as well, since I did get the TOA pet as a hardcore. Where is little rage thingy? Make jiggy here. Just recently we did some of these. And this obviously, and TOA is like easy as hell now, to be honest. Like the higher invos is even easier to do, so none of these are really impressive anymore or anything, but Missouri is still in the works. Hey man, if I get the top, I'm basically done, but you know, we'll go for Casey and stuff eventually. I've been doing a lot of Theater of Blood, and this might be the weirdest clog you will ever see in your life. I don't know what this even is. Oddly enough, we have the sand kit. Our Casey's almost on rate, to be fair, for it, but whatever. 3 pets and 3 defenders. Keep in mind, I'm doing hard mode for the most part. You're supposed to get less defenders and like more purples as well, technically. Even though most Tob runs are like 4 to 5 man, so maybe a bit less as well because of that. But yeah, no dust yet. I'm gonna probably keep going until dust. I do use a Nox Halley for hard mode. It's really not that much worse or anything. Well, it's much worse than Scythe, but versus like a Blade and Defender. Just a little bit of a weird pathing for the poison, like on P2 Verzik. It's a little bit strange. You kind of mess it up sometimes. We did finish Callisto recently as well. This is just a huge leak in the next like video or two for the collection log. I won't go through too much more because it's really about all I've done. Oh, and then Revenants we went to. This will look pretty good, believe it or not. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. 4,000, obviously, on Tass and Scald. 2 things left. So, yeah, that was, like, the main thing. Haven't really looked through the collection log on this account in a while. But, yeah. One of the episodes shortly, I'm sure, we're going to take our eggs, all 3,300 eggs or something. No, 3,400 is this? More than that even. And just use them all in one go. So I'm hoping we don't miss anything, but you never know. That's really about all that's changed in the bank. Just the PVM tab a little bit here and there. Not too much. We did get that purple bow recently. I got this bow in the Iron Man, then I stopped playing the Iron Man. So that was unfortunate. And I have full Virtus now too, which is kind of sweet. I already have Ancestral, so it doesn't make much of a difference. But yeah, it hasn't really changed much. Everything up here besides that. Maybe the Fang Kit, obviously. A lot of upgrades up here to do, and just so many more in general. one of the rings, working on the mage one right now, and then we'll work on the Bellator and all that stuff eventually. Nothing in here really changed, nothing in here. I'm gonna have to clean this out one day. A lot of hides to do stuff with, and is it even worth doing in sold heads, honestly? Like, I'll probably just have enough passive Twitter mail prayer. These keys are going to come in handy eventually. I don't know when I'll be doing them, but I got to unlock Prif before I even do that. A lot of my thieving XP will come from Prif until I greenlog that place. And then a lot of it will be like easy and medium clue scrolls probably. So that's what I'll probably be planning. And then a lot of dark totems. This will be a fun time. Might do it at some point, like whenever I have the master stash units done, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's really about it. Not like too much has changed, but at the same time, the staff is a pretty magnificent change. Hopefully soon the TOB starts to kind of turn around, because, I mean, this isn't horrible, but it's just kind of weird to have 3 pets and defenders and nothing else. I guess at 150 KC, you can't really expect too much more, 160, whatever. So, yeah, that's about it. Welcome to the last, like, few months of what I've been doing, I guess. And then, of course, our trip to Turkey. I was gone for, like, 15 days, I think. That's probably why I didn't stream for, like, 2 weeks straight. I think most people in my stream already knew I was going. Videos, obviously, it's been, like, 3 weeks since I've uploaded, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't like taking long breaks on YouTube, things like that, but I guess it's fine, whatever. I'm gonna be honest, 2-week vacation is too long. I don't even know if I'd call this a vacation. I want a vacation where I just go out with, like, a few friends, and then we can kind of just get wild. Not in a gay way, though, just, like, in a very fun way, which could also be gay. I went with my family, like my mom, sister, aunt, uncle, and all that kind of stuff, so, you know, it was, but I did connect with my uncle. Like, I have 2 uncles here in Canada. The one I normally talked about in the past in my videos is a different uncle. This one is the one I wasn't, like, very close with. We talked, like, here and there. But I guess it was kind of nice. When you reflect back, you realize, hey, you know what? I actually connected, like, very well with my uncle. We laughed a lot. It was kind of a cool experience, because it's not like we're foreign, but, you know, you got, like, family members you don't really see that often. So whenever you hang out for 2 weeks, you kind of learn about each other a little bit. Me and him both got diarrhea around the same time, and we both stopped having diarrhea around the same time. Perfect. Now, Turkey does have, I think, a place called Cappadocia, a city in it. Like, probably the most well-known city for air balloons. If you've ever looked up air balloon stuff, I think it's, like, the #1 place to go for it. I did end up going in an air balloon, hot air balloon, whatever. Unfortunately, during the time of being up in the air, that morning, I still had diarrhea. So, I gotta say, I don't know if my full experience of being in a hot air balloon is good, because the whole time I was up there, I was trying to not let shit leak out my ass. So it kind of ruined it. However, I don't really like heights, and there's something weird about an air balloon. I know, like, the science behind. No, I don't really know the science behind it, but basically the air inside the balloon is thinner than the air outside, so it fucking goes up or something. Something like that, right? And I think at the very top of the balloon, they can air out some of the, like, thinner air, so that's how you, like, descend or something like that. And they also probably stop shooting fire. That, if you've never gone in an air balloon, bro, that fire they shoot into it that you see is very hot. Like, I actually thought I was burning. I was like, I wanted to get out almost. At the very starting of the ride, they blow it like crazy to get the air up, and then they don't use it as much when they're in the air. So, something weird about being in a basket. On top of that, this basket held 16 people, I think. The maximum they have is like 32 people, which is insane, dude. A basket holding 32 people in it with just, like, thinner air bringing you up. I don't even like airplanes, but this is, like, even worse than that. I do have some, like, a few videos and, like, photos, I guess I took. I'm not really one for, like, going on adventures to see the view. I don't know if it's just me or if it's more of a womanly thing. I have no idea. I've just never cared that much about having, like, a sweet view of, like, the mountains. Like, it's just not that entertaining for me. We also did go, yeah, what's it called again? It's the off-road, like, 4-wheel. It's like a dirt bike, but it's got 4 wheels. AV, off-road, something vehicle, whatever. That for the first time ever. And we actually didn't go slow. Like, we went as fast as those things could go, basically, which I don't know what it is. It's probably 40 kilometers, 30 kilometers. I don't really know, but first time I did that, my mom even did it. She's, like, almost 60 years old, so that was cool because she first backed out of doing it, I think. And then since we were all gonna do it, she was like, okay, I'll do it too. Believe it or not, she actually had a great time. She came back laughing and being like, that was the most fun thing I've done in a while. We did do a lot of walking around, obviously, visiting like places. There's places where you visit the mosque as well, but my sister planned this whole trip in terms of like the actual planning. I think she's a planner in her like real life job. So this whole family has already gone to a mosque like way back in the day. So there wasn't really much to see. I don't know why she had us visiting. Like there's a few mosques you might want to visit when you're in Turkey. But like I guess you have to care about the very like past history of it. But like we went there and we're all just like, okay, it's a mosque. We've been here before. What are we looking at? It is cool, like to think about how they designed it way back in the day. Those things are like hundreds of years old. We visited some very old cave that like it's not like a military base, but they use it to hide from enemies or something. And they basically lived in like this underground cave. I think it's mostly like volcanic ash, so it's not too hard to like chisel away at it, I guess. Some of the tunnels that we had to go through, you don't really have to go through them, but we all did. And since my uncle did, I was like, okay, I will too. I almost got claustrophobic. I will try to put some videos on the screen to show you me crawling like through it. It's probably like maybe 3.5 feet tall maybe and barely wide enough. I know I'm a pretty big dude, but the tour guide, she said that like someone 400 pounds has gone through these caves. So that kind of made me think, okay, I can probably do it too. Now that kind of stuff I kind of like seeing, I guess, because you can kind of get like a more visual of like what it was like back in the day for like humans. Because it was, I don't know, it was just such a deep hole in the ground, and it had like places where you like store food and you make like wine or something. And I don't know, it was kind of interesting to think about people like trying to attack you from outside the cave, like people trying to come in. It was unique, I would say. To think there was like humans like hundreds of years ago crawling through those caves, fighting for their life, basically. And I'm just there visiting, like, hey, nice house, bro. This place sucks. Could it make it like a bit taller? I do think, is it like generally understood that people were shorter back in the day? Is that like an average? Is that like a real thing? Were they much shorter? Some of the doors in Turkey are much smaller than like an average door. But then they have those massive doors that they probably just did for the artwork, that are like literally as tall as like a gym almost or something, or like a stadium. Like those massive doors on those massive hinges. Oh, we also visited a bunch of palaces, like Sultan's Palace. I think Sultan's like a huge name over there. Sultan Muhammad or something like that. Huge family tree, I'm pretty sure. Something like that. I gotta say, hey man, maybe having people work for no money ain't so. Dude, those buildings were massive, and to think they were made hundreds of years ago. I think it's like what, 1300 to like 1900s or something, or 18. I forget exactly when it ended, but it was somewhere in the 1300s. I forget the exact numbers. Didn't really pay much attention to those. But it's buildings that like you would basically just never see these days, because it'd be like a waste of money to do that much extra like artwork, or design at least. But yeah, I guess that type of sightseeing, not so bad. They do probably refurbish the place a little bit and make it like not fall apart. So that's kind of like the only bad part, is it's not really the like original flooring probably. Maybe some of it is, but they've probably done some stuff to maintain it, obviously, so it doesn't collapse on everybody. It was like, you got into like a room that was big and you're like, holy, look at this shit, and you're like, look how big the room is. Then you go upstairs and there's like a room bigger. Then you go across the hall and there was a room bigger than that, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It was pretty sweet. But that was about it for the trip. Then we went to Cyprus to visit my family that lives there. Had family barbecues and things like that. Went to the beach. One of my cousins there speaks full-on English. I think his parents put him through, like my uncles, they put him through like an English school. So he knows very perfect Turkish and he knows very perfect English. So lucky for him, because English is kind of like the language to learn, which I'm finding to be very beneficial for us. If you guys have noticed, we are very blessed that English is like the language that everyone learns as a second language based off where they live. It's like the international language, basically. Because anywhere you go, man, if you go to Germany and you go like on a train, it probably says in German, and then underneath it, it's probably English. So lucky for us, we can kind of travel anywhere in the world and kind of be okay, in the tourist areas at least, because there's going to be English there too. Kind of makes me wonder, what's it like to travel as someone who doesn't know English and just knows, like, let's just say German. Like, what's it like going to a place where it's like Turkish and English, but you're German? Like, that must be so confusing. I do know that they have like tour guides that speak specific languages. So if you speak German, they would have a tourist guy speak German to you. But I just meant like traveling throughout the city on your own. There's gonna be like always English somewhere in there. So and some of the workers have been like learn a bit of English over time, just because a lot of tourists come in the area. So yeah, that was basically it. There wasn't that much to say about the trip. It was mostly just like to hang out with family and I don't know, spend a friggin' ton of money. The plane tickets were like $3,000 alone because we went to Istanbul and then Cappadocia and then somewhere else and then Cyprus. So yeah, man, if anyone has a Twitch Prime available, I'll try to get all the like footage from my phone and like put it over the screen while we're talking about it. There's not that much to say though, but yeah, that was the ramble. Basically where I'm at right now on this account. The next video will probably be, I would imagine, the start of some kind of collection logging. I don't know if it'll be the official first episode or not. We'll see, but it's basically just the first few things I did after I died on the hardcore. So a little bit, I think I got like a pet pretty early on, did a bunch of stuff, but yeah. Take care. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you watch like the whole thing, I don't know. Be nice if you like the video. I know you normally hear that, but hey man, when a YouTuber sees the likes being higher than usual, that makes them kind of happy inside. So you can make a child very happy by clicking thank you so much. Oh, and for all the homies in the chat, our first night there, we went to some like dance show with like a bunch of people. But I figured this is probably the clip you'd want to watch out of all of them. Enjoy. This girl was ripped as hell, by the way. What the heck? Men of culture, I'm glad you stuck around.